A painter named Mira lives on the outskirts of town, known for her vibrant works but never seen in public. As a recluse, her art masks the painful abuse she suffered in her childhood. Before Mira learned about Alara and the community's gathering, her life was one of isolation and carefully maintained facades. Mira had retreated to the outskirts of town after years of attempting to bury her past. Painting became her sole refuge, a silent expression of the emotions she could not voice. Her pieces, though vibrant and celebrated, were always tinged with an unspoken sorrow. To the town, Mira was a reclusive artist known only through her work, which was as much a shield as it was a means of expression. Her isolation was fueled by a deep-seated fear of vulnerability. She dreaded that if people truly saw her pain, they would judge her or pity her, neither of which she could bear. Mira poured herself into her work, creating bright, abstract canvases that stood in contrast to the shadows in her mind. She convinced herself that if she kept the colors bold and the shapes beautiful, no one would suspect the anguish beneath. But over time, this dissonance began to wear on her. The vibrant works felt hollow, and each completed piece left her feeling more drained and unfulfilled. Hearing about Alara's story and the group she had formed became a turning point for Mira. The idea of a community openly sharing their struggles intrigued her, challenging her belief that pain should be kept hidden. For the first time, Mira felt that perhaps she didn't need to mask her pain. She began exploring the idea of honesty in her art, experimenting in her journal with darker colors, messy strokes, and images that represented her memories. This process became a small but powerful rebellion against the restraints she'd imposed on herself. Alara, who had already seen how sharing stories could transform lives, was deeply moved when she encountered Mira's new, unfiltered works. She sensed an undeniable depth in each piece, a narrative that seemed to reach beyond the canvas and into the wounds and healing journeys of others. Mira's paintings weren't just art. They were expressions of survival, resilience, and the courage it takes to confront and reveal one's past. Alara knew that Mira's honesty in her work held the potential to profoundly impact the community, inspiring them to see vulnerability as a source of strength. Recognizing this, Alara approached Mira with an idea about an exhibition, but rather than allowing the exhibition to be a quiet viewing, she suggested making it an immersive, intimate experience where Mira could narrate the story behind each painting. Though Mira was initially apprehensive, Alara assured her that she would guide her through the process, creating a safe space for her to tell her story without fear of judgment. Alara also shared her own experience with the power of storytelling, explaining that opening up had been a pivotal part of her healing journey, and she believed it could be for Mira as well. On the night of the exhibition, the gallery transformed into a sanctuary of shared experience. Alara invited small groups to gather around each painting as Mira spoke, her voice a blend of apprehension and resolve. She recounted the inspiration for each piece. She shared fragments of her past, the emotions she had long buried, and the cathartic process of putting them on canvas. She spoke of her childhood, the wounds inflicted by those she trusted, and her years of self-imposed solitude, each painting reflecting different stages of her life and the emotions she had been unable to release. The community, which had always admired Mira's work from a distance, now saw it with new eyes. Her vulnerability made her art come alive in a way that resonated deeply with them. For some, it brought comfort to see their own pain reflected in her stories. For others, it was an awakening, a reminder of the importance of self-expression and the possibility of healing. As the evening unfolded, people in the audience began to open up, sharing their own reflections and experiences in response to Mira's stories. What had started as an art exhibition evolved into a collective healing experience, a dialogue between artist and audience where wounds were acknowledged and empathy flowed freely. Alara's intuition had been right. Mira's honesty was powerful, and in sharing her journey, she had not only reclaimed her own voice, but also paved the way for others to do the same. Through Mira's exhibition, the community felt a new closeness, each person touched by the strength it took for her to reveal her pain so openly. And Mira, who had once been defined by her solitude, found herself embraced by the people she had long kept at arm's length, her story becoming a beacon of hope for a town slowly learning the beauty of healing together. Thank you so much for continuing on this journey and listening to another episode in the Conceal to Heal series. From the center of my heart, I am truly humbled with your support. As I share with you my summation about Mira, I continue to pray always that God allows you to be reflective throughout the reading and discover pockets of inspiration that continues to lay foundations on your journey. Mira's art journal becomes a deeply personal exploration, where she sketches and writes about moments she long kept hidden, finding catharsis in each stroke and word. As her pages fill, she uncovers a mix of anger, sorrow, and resilience, emotions she previously channeled into bright colors and abstract forms. When she unveils her new series of paintings, the community witnesses a different side of Mira's talent: raw, visceral pieces that use darker palettes and haunting imagery, portraying the complexity of her inner world. Her work resonates with others in the community who have experienced trauma, making her exhibition a safe space for conversations that were once shrouded in silence. Through her courage, Mira's work not only amplifies her voice but also inspires others in the community to express their pain and healing journeys, adding to the rich tapestry of stories that bind the town together. Blessings, love, and healing. Yvonne Grant Robinson.